Alright, Brakta, Yahaba, Shimi, Al-Shai, double honesty, apostle GMS, honesty, brothers and people, in this truth and sincerity. Alright, this is going to be a quick video regarding, basically Esau trying to destroy manliness and manhood from the world. And we know when the Lord's going to return, that's one of the things that he's going to elevate within this society. Matter of fact, if I go to Isaiah the 13th chapter, I'll get that point first, and then we get into these two articles I got prepared. Okay, so in the scriptures, in the book of Isaiah the 13th chapter and the 12th verse, the scripture says, I'll start from the 11th verse so you can get the understanding of it. So he says, and I'll punish the world for the evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I'll cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So ultimately the Most High is going to destroy Esau, because we know he's a proud individual, man. He's a proud dude. The scriptures talk about how that pride goeth before destruction. Okay, and we know this man is his old-time pride, so we know he's about to be destroyed. But the scriptures goes on to say, I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of all first. So the Most High is going to elevate the Israelite man, because we do know that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Okay, and that strong tower is going to defend the men of the Lord that's going to run towards it in the time of adversity. Namely, as spoken about within the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, where it talks about the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, we know that the men of the Lord, the elect, they're going to run to the tower that the Most High has provided. In that, the name is going to be one of the tools that you're going to rely upon for deliverance, man. You can call upon the name. Okay, that's going to be your faith. Like it says, man, it's going to be a tower, against the tempest. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So, I felt it was necessary to read that scripture first, because right now we're in a society that is being all out effeminized, man. Okay, it's being all out effeminized. See, the Most High set it up to where a woman was going to have a place within the social construct, and a man was going to have his place within the social construct. Okay, but Esau is not only blurring the lines of that, he's also destroying the man as you know it. Now this attacks really the Israelite man, okay? Because all the people out there in the four corners of the earth, as pursuant to the book of Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter and the 6th verse, know that the Israelite man is the most dominant force of masculinity upon the face of the earth, man. Okay? So when you talk about the secret counsel that these elite banking families have taken against the anointed of the Most High, well, this is one of the secret counsels that they've taken against the anointed of the Most High, because if you effeminize the whole globe, guess what? You are feminizing the whole. You're basically trying to pacify the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Because a woman, when it comes to war, a woman is inherently passive, fearful. Okay, doesn't really want to deal with it, which is understandable. Okay, she's a woman, but for a man, hey, if you destroy my people, I'm gonna be thinking of how to destroy your people. That's why the scripture talks about within the book of 1 Thessalonians. Was it 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation unto them that trouble you. So the Most High sees the atrocities that the so-called white man has put us through, going back onto slavery, which they're trying to make us forget about that. Okay, which they're trying to make us forget about that. And also too, hey, that's a very feminine agenda, because I find a lot of times, just from my own personal experiences, when you're speaking about the times of slavery and all of that, you're speaking with your boys and your brothers. I rather more the brothers. I wouldn't say boys, because they're more than boys. They're the brethren, man. When you're speaking with the brethren, and you're talking with regards to the captivity that we're in right now, you find they're more in tune to what's going on, man. Okay, in tune to reflect upon the things that that happened and so on and so forth. But when you're talking to your woman or whatever, man, they don't really get it, man. They don't really understand that, because it was a different, it's a manly thing to think about that, man. Okay, not to say that women can't think about that, but really it's a masculine thing to think about it, because you're gonna be thinking about, well, when's the Lord going to come back so he can avenge his elect? Like the scripture says, the Lord surely avenge his own elect. And in destroying the manhood within the society, well, you get a bunch of effeminate dudes. They ain't really about the battle, man. And the battle starts out there, in preaching this word, man. That's a manly thing. That's why the scripture talks about the spirit of the Lord, something to the effect of the spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, and what's another word of prophecy? Is to give a testimony, man. Okay, so when you're out there and you're giving a testimony, what's the root word of testimony? Is testes, man, not ovaries. It's testes, man. Okay, but see, they're doing away with it. They want to push far, far, far beyond that, the realms of a testament. All right, of testes and so on and so forth, and basically feminize the whole world to where dudes ain't gonna be really worried about going out there and preaching this world. That's why you got individuals out there in the world of Israel talking about, look, let's not go out there in the cold. Okay, let's not do that. That's unproductive. Well, hey, sometimes, man, sometimes you're gonna find, hey, the elect is gonna find the truth, regardless of whatever. So that stands to reason that you're gonna be out there, whether it's cold, hot, raining, or whatever. I mean, use your discernment and all of that. But you're gonna be out there, man. So the first article I got here, and I'm only gonna read excerpts because pretty much the point's already been made. Okay, all right, but I'm gonna read a little bit of the excerpts. It says, "Cut beard or leave." Okay, it says French high school student told his beard is a sign of radicalization, man. It's not a sign of radicalization, man. It's a sign of manhood. Okay, here's me. I'm a man, and here is a woman. You could tell that because I've got a beard on my face, and she doesn't have a beard on her face. Okay, unless the curse is upon you, man. All right, and it says, a student from the French high school was threatened with expulsion after he refused to comply with his headmaster's demands to shave his beard. And that's going to be and this is in France out there. Okay, all right, that's in France out there. So that's what they know as the so-called first world, man. Okay, hopefully we still got some decent time there, a couple of minutes. All right, that's known as the so-called first world. So you better know that a hell of a lot of these different people out there in the so-called first world, they believe that. But when you go out there into the so-called third world, which they still hold certain attributes of the scriptures because they done lived in those different cultures, man. Okay, they maintain that a man should have a beard on his face, that a woman should have her head covered. Okay, but see, with this Babylon Jews going out here, not only does a woman get to prance around with her hair uncovered, a man's got to shave off his beard now. So not only are the women being whores, but the men are being effeminized, man. So really, they're flipping the roles because a man's supposed to be promiscuous. And I wouldn't use the word promiscuous. That's an incorrect statement. A man's supposed to be a man. You can have whatever piece of unadulterated, a woman that is single. All right. If he wants another woman to add to his, to his collection or whatever you want to call it, he should be able to do that. So you can't do that with this society, man. Because like I said, man, that manly spirit, man, that's been taken. They've completely done away with that, man. Okay, but see, here's the thing about it. Here it is. You got all these women talking about how single they are. Well, hold on, that man that's got that one woman. Well, you could be a part of that, man. But you can't share, All right, but that all goes back onto the curses the Most High put upon the men of Israel, and you're seeing it. Everybody experiencing that, man. Okay, so I'm gonna finish off with this, with this article here. It says, whatever happened to manhood? It says the war against boys has been long going for several decades, okay, and is beginning to bear its bitter fruit. It says fewer and fewer young men are willing to stand up and be leaders. Man, when I saw that, I was like, God damn, that sounds like a bunch of dudes I know, man. Okay, dudes don't want to. I'm all good, man. I'm not really down with that Israelite thing, man. You gotta stand up there in the court and all of that, man. I ain't doing with that. Okay, these dudes ain't willing to be like that. They ain't willing to be. The scripture says the Lord's gonna turn us into priests, okay, kings, okay. Those are leadership positions, man. Okay, those are leadership positions. You gotta be a man to do that stuff, man. Okay, all right, and to take responsibility for their actions. That's another thing that you've been seeing a hell of a lot of, man. Dudes ain't taking responsibility of their actions, and that they're just speaking whatever they want to do, man. Saying whatever they want to say against the people that taught them. They ain't supposed to be doing that, man. Okay, that's like a woman does. A woman just blurts her mouth out like that, man. Okay, because she's inherently out of order. That's why they crave a man to put them in order, man. Okay, whether they might not outright say it, okay, but I've done experience certain things, and that's the only conclusion that you can come down to, man. Okay, and it says and those are. And it says, and to take responsibility of their actions and those of others. It says to be spiritual heads of their families, and that's a big, big, big thing that's not going on within Israel. Okay, I'm gonna get that within the scriptures. Women rule over them. All right, because a man is supposed to be the spiritual head of his house. That's why the scripture says, "I am the head of the church." So is a man the head of his own household, man. Isaiah 3:12, it says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors." Why are the children not their oppressors? Because the man's been pacified. Okay, dude can't go home and beat his own kids and put them in line. Okay, all right. Going back onto the agenda that these elite banking families have put forth to make these men into women. All right. And it says, and to be spiritual leaders, and that's why I put this scripture out here, which is in Isaiah 3:12. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. All my people, though they which lead thee cause thee to err." So inherently, them women that you're following, man, they cause you to go off. The irony of these dudes that follow these women is that women are inherently turned off by a dude that follows another woman, and they just get another woman. You know what I mean? Because in this society, they push that lesbian agenda too, man. Okay, opposites attract. So a dude that's willing to, to do what the scripture says, hey, that's why, it's going to be deemed as an attractive prospect, and that's why the scripture says, therefore shall a man be turned into fine gold, because that's going to be the real, man. Okay, and we're going to be getting into the realms of the real soon, man. Okay. So I'm gonna read this last paragraph right here. You can check the rest of the article out here for yourself, but the point's really been made. And I want to really linger on this topic too long. It says, and they prefer to remain adolescent forever, not men, but guys or dudes or bros, man. And that sounds like a lot of dudes that I know. They don't want to come out. And that's basically growing up out of the world, man. When you become a man, you really ain't really dealing with the world like that, man. Okay, when you're a boy, you play sports and you buy the sports gears and you watch this, that, and the third and play games and all of that. When you're really a man, well, you gotta stand for something, man. And ultimately, you're gonna be a man of the Lord, man. So pretty much with that, hopefully, the point was made. Apologies for the rambling a little bit, but hopefully the point was made. Okay. And with that, I'm going to say, double honesty, Apostle GMS. Honestly, brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity. All right. And all praise unto Yahweh, Shimi Shai. Shalom.